Welcome to the final update of Puddle, where we will wrap things up. First of all, we're gonna take a look at the secret achievements that you can earn in the game. I've talked a bit about these achievements in the past, but unfortunately I couldn't prove that I got them, mainly because whenever you get the achievement, it's obtained for all of the save files on your computer, so you cannot get it again. So the first achievement is for taking the shortcut in the second level of the water course. The second one of the secret achievements can be found in the final level of the nursery. This is probably one of the trickiest ones to get in the bunch. You'll have to pull off a really good run in order for you to be successful. So what you have to do is to get this bulb all the way down to the plant in order to make it grow and all of this good stuff. But the thing is, you cannot allow any of your liquid to be spilled out whenever you'll push it off. So essentially this is just sticking around the game. And this is especially annoying because this is typically the kind of thing that will happen. So in order for you to be any successful, you need to bring your bulb all the way here and you need to slide around at full speed in order to hope that the bulb will go over, and then here we go! Now it's in the front and we'll be able to let things go on their own. At this point I'm not even pushing anything, you just let the flow of life go. If you tilt forward whenever you're doing this, you will most likely get some of your liquid under the bulb and, well, you'll be spilling it. So here we go, we've done it, but okay, where's the achievement? Yeah, this is kind of the tricky thing because the achievement really is delayed big time. I don't know if you also need to not spill out any liquid on your way forward to the level, but yeah, the achievement will only be triggered whenever this bulb will be into action. This is quite a confusing way. I believe the lab achievement can be obtained in 2 levels into the chapter, but it's preferable that you do it into this level because it'll be far easier to pull off. But it'll be no less tedious. Yeah, I'm just letting drops of my nitroglycerine fall into the laser because the aim of the achievement is that you finish this level while making 10 nitroglycerine explosions occur. And by the way, you're never gonna manage that in a normal playthrough of this level. So the only way that you'll be able to do it is, well, by doing what I'm doing right now. And this is pretty much as fun as it looks. You pretty much have to hang in by the skin of your teeth and let it go drop by drop into the lasers and hope that the explosion will not trigger off the rest of your nitroglycerine. And I admit that at this point I'm so bored that I pretty much just forget how many times I've made the nitroglycerine explode, so I just wanted to make sure. I'm not gonna redo this again, oh no. At this point the achievement should just be called, "Hey, I don't know how to play this game and I don't know how this level could be any possibly fun, so let's just make it as boring as it can possibly." TM. I mean, just look at the kind of run you end up with, this is embarrassing. The achievement in the human body can be really tricky, but there's a good trick in order to ensure that you'll do it. You kill off as much of your liquid as possible in the opening section of the level, because that will make things a whole lot more manageable through the course of this entire level. So essentially, you need to finish the second level of the human body, which is slightly acid, without triggering any nausea. That implies not hitting any of those yellow things that will unleash those red bursts. Having a small mass of liquid ensures that you'll have much less chances of hitting any of the yellow spots and therefore making it so that you will fail the challenge. And even with the amount of liquid that I have, I'm still having some troubles. But the vertical shaft is not really the big problem with doing this challenge. Obviously, it's the part right after, and this is why you'll want as less liquid as possible. If you had all of your liquid here, well, you probably will never manage to keep all of your liquid in check. There's just way too many chances for you to do a wrong maneuver and just send all of your liquid flying right into those little tongues. And there we go, we definitely improved the health condition of this poor scientist who decided that drinking technetium solution was a good idea. Eating technetium is cheating. And you certainly aren't going to heat those metals because they're not made out of chocolate. In the sewers, the achievement was to bring the glass ball at the end of the 5th level to the end of the level intact. I already did it in the main video itself, so I'm not going to bore you again with all of that, but at least I'm gonna show the end of my playthrough just in order to showcase that indeed I did get it. But hey, in the meantime, I'm also going to show you why going slow and cautious is not the way to go whenever you play this level on the extreme difficulty. Yeah, I'm not even gonna get a silver medal out of this. Or will I? No, just a little bit short. Thankfully, the Rocket chapter had the courtesy to not make a low gravity level the place where you'll earn the secret achievement of the chapter. Instead, you'll get it into this one chapter, but it's kind of a doozy to get. It's not really a hard challenge per se, but it will take you some time to get. In order to get the secret achievement, you must finish this level while making the contraption only rotate in one direction. And since the liquid will always rotate counterclockwise, you also have to follow suit. Essentially, it's really not hard, but it requires some patience to do because you'll have to fumble way more with the way that you control your contraption all over the place to make sure that you don't accidentally burn your liquid, and whenever you rotate it way too much, then you end up not being able to shoot the lock at all, and you'll waste a whole lot of time. But ultimately, it's pretty much all about wasting time regardless, so you definitely shouldn't feel bad about your mistakes here. So, in the meantime that we're currently wrapping up this endurance round, we're gonna stare at the severed hand in the background, which is saying to you, hello! Aw, come on, I was done with this one phase. Couldn't you just give me a little bit more leniency, game? Of course not, because you are heartless. Near the end, it do get a little bit trickier because the liquid will rotate faster than your contraption will be able to, so therefore being able to stop right at the lock will be important. But here we go. Ultimately, we didn't suffer too much while doing this challenge. And once again, this is one of those challenges where doing the level will pretty much ensure that you will have absolutely no chance of getting the gold medal, or sometime any kind of medal. Now, time for the hardest secret achievement to get in the entire game. I've talked about it a bit, and I'm pretty sure I didn't do it into the main video itself, and if I did, I'm pretty sure I didn't pay any attention at all because it can be quite easy to miss, but yeah, you have to finish this level without making any lava spill out of the bucket. You can allow it to melt, to solidify, or whatever suits your suit, but it cannot jump off of the bucket, and right here you can see that I got really lucky. This is ultimately the biggest problem that you'll have with this one level, the one drop where you'll have to go here. Otherwise, the rest of this challenge is pretty much just an aspect of being able to beat the actual level itself. Once that you're able to do that, you just have to make sure that you're not gonna fuck up the elevator part, which, incidentally enough, happens to be the hardest part of this entire level. So we're just gonna stay around here, we're gonna heat up our lava, and here we go, time for the final stretch of the level. Yeah, at this point I will just be mad if I happen to spill out some liquid by completely accidental mean, even though I didn't mean to do that at all. Oh, and the Foundry Absorb achievement is pretty much the basic achievement that you get for finishing a chapter. You'll always get those. The final achievement, however, is kinda lackluster. In fact, I ended up getting it on my 2 playthroughs of the level. You have to finish this level without letting any of the hammers damage your truck. Here, you can pretty much see that I didn't really have to work hard for it because it just happened that the hammers will always spawn where my water is, but yeah, sometime you can fight off all of the upcoming fires which will try to light themselves back up. But if you're doing this on normal, then it's really easy. And that's it for the secret achievements. Now, let's take a look at the laboratory mode of Puddle. So the laboratory mode is pretty much a tool that allows you to change the way that your title screen will look like. Unfortunately, you cannot make levels with this per se, but it's a neat little sandbox mode that allows you to mess around and just screw with some possibilities, some kind of liquids, some obstacles, and all sort of things. Essentially, you just decide where your water faucet will start and where the sink is, and you can just adjust many things. You can put obstacles into the level, you can change the background, the type of liquid that there is, and you can also put various machines that allow you to change out the way that your liquid will behave, and all sort of things like that. This is not going to be a full showcase of the laboratory because, well, you can't really fully showcase this, but I'll try to show at least the basics. So essentially there's a limit of objects that you can put in order to make your own contraption, and well, you have a selection, and whenever you play through the game, you'll be able to unlock more and more things that you can put in the level. So right here you can see that my pipe is not gonna do me any wonder because, well, I cannot get my liquid to fall inside the pipe. This is definitely a problem, but thankfully we can just put some regular platforms. Alright, now we have a clear shot at the pipe, so let's see how it goes. Okay, now I gotta say those pipes are way too small. I'm not sure if they spent any kind of time trying to make this work, but it's not really what I would call a success. So yeah, unfortunately this didn't work, so we're gonna try pretty much an alternate way in order to do things. You can also decide to change the gravity into the laboratory in order to change the way that your liquid will behave. Right now it's gonna fall to the ground really fast, so what we're gonna try to do is to make the liquid drift inside the pipe. Maybe we'll have better success doing this? Okay, I think this ended up working even worse than before. Now we just have this huge area of liquid which is floating into oblivion, but okay, at least it seems as if some of the water is circulating through the pipes. Yeah, there's only a finite number of liquid that you can bring. Holy shit, we're gonna need to call a plumber because it's completely jammed up. So in order to unlock some things, you need to finish certain levels in the game, and you either need bronze, silver, and even gold medals in order to get some of the rewards. Since we're going with a space background, we might as well put more calming and space-related music into the mix. So we're just gonna attempt to do something new because, as you can see, those pipes are a recipe for disaster. They just don't work. There's absolutely nothing that you can do with that. Absolutely none. So instead we're just gonna sprinkle all of this water all around, and yeah, with the gravity that we have, it really doesn't have much of an effect onto the turnstile. If we wanted it to move into a more heavy or faster way, we pretty much will have to increase the gravity, but truth be told, I kinda enjoy watching my puddles float and drift in the air. All in all, there's really nothing serious here. In fact, yeah, I'm just gonna put in lava, and we're just going to put in a swing in order to make it so that I'll be able to have some lava dance all forth into this place. So we're gonna need to have some gravity in here, and by the way, there is no difference between any kind of the liquids. It's only cosmetic. I mean, you can have nitroglycerin and all sort of things like that, but if you have these liquids, they will not have the particularities that they have into the levels per se. So your lava is not going to cool down and turn into rock, your nitroglycerin is not going to explode. Yeah, it's kind of deceiving, or disappointing, maybe will be the exact term, but, well, truth be told, it's not really a level design tool, it's more something that you can do just in order to possibly spice up the title screen if you want, so in the end it's not really a big loss, but I still would have liked to see some more customization options into there. It would have made things even neater. And yeah, this swing usually tends to not make your lava go anywhere. Usually it will just end up stuck on it. It will drift permanently in and out forever. It's just gonna swing back and forth, and there's not gonna be anything which will happen. So let's try to force a new contester into the mix. Did you ever want to see if a duck was lava-proof? Well, it's about time that we figure this out. There's only one way to discover this, And Puddle is the right game for you. This is the game where you'll want to melt ducks in order to see if it's scientificable. And there's also an achievement that you can get with the duck, but truth be told, I'm not really sure how you're supposed to trigger it. Usually you have to ram it with some liquid, and yeah, this duck is surviving his lava onslaught like a champ. But truth be told, it was pretty covered, so let's put it into the open. It's time for you to face the elements, my dear ducky. Go and fight for your brave pun brethren! This is kind of soothing music for the kind of animal cruelty that we will be suggested to right now. Or maybe it doesn't, because this duck is currently taking his lava bath like a pro. He's not even quacking in any enjoyment or pain or anything, so yes, ducks are the best. They're the best kind of animals that you can have. Okay. Okay, that's a way in order to make a contraption work. You just clog up the opening pipe with a duck and everything will become more exciting. Okay, so apparently you just need to put it on a swing and there we have our achievement. So yeah, essentially it's the kind of things that you can do with the laboratory mode. There's nothing really deep about this, but it can be fun to screw around. But with that said, it's not something that you'll do for long. But here we go, we have a brand new title screen. Actually, in the first title screen that I ended up making for the game, I just set up a whole lot of lava on a conveyor belt and it will go all over the place like crazy. And it was far more lively than this. Just try it for yourself. But that'll be it for the laboratory mode. It's about time that we wrap up this game because there's nothing else to say. So it's time to finally watch the credits in order to see who was involved into this game while we're watching their names being slaughtered by paint or whatever it's supposed to be. Okay, so that little puddle of liquid was just lost and was trying to find its way. So while we're watching the credits, I might as well deliver my thoughts about the game, about what I personally thought while I was playing this game. Honestly, this is a pretty neat game. There really is a lot of promising things about the things that there was on display into this game, especially in the artistic department, and mainly the way that, well, the whole storyline was brought up and all of the differences into the gameplay. It was a very varied game, especially considering that all that you do is to tilt the screen left or right, so there was a lot of depth into the game, pun unintended. But on the flip side, the game is also quite very hard, even on the normal difficulty. Some people may be turned off by the passive-aggressive attitude that the developers sometimes have through the course of this level, as in the, "Oh, you're gonna cry about this level, huh? This mode is for pussies. What are you, some sort of retard? Why don't you play the levels the way we intended it, you asshole? Jesus Christ, what the fuck is wrong with you?" Oh, okay, I definitely went too far here. In fact, when we're talking about them being passive-aggressive, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Holy shit, they're really mean. Why would you write that in the game? You just don't insult your audience or whoever plays the game. That's just really rude. But all in all, it's still a pretty neat game. And if you can somewhat manage to deal with the precision nature of the game, you should give it a try because it can be pretty neat. And that'll do it for me. I have nothing left to say at this point. I'm just gonna thank all of the people who managed to go through the entirety of this Let's Play, or to whoever joined in the middle of it, seeing all of the things that the game had to offer. And all in all, I hope that you enjoyed the game. And well, the Let's Play as well, hopefully. So that'll be it for me, and that was Psychedelic Eyeball, and I will say to all of you, goodbye.